Yes, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good night, and good day. It depends on where you're at in the world. And the purpose for this video here is for changing narrative around reggae music. And we have part 1 and part 2, and of course this will be part 3. Today we focus on people who migrate from Jamaica and go to London and England, and carry their culture and the music with them there. And today I have a gentleman here that migrate from Jamaica to England, and I want him to share his experience. I asked him to come and share his experience. I know him for a while, and he collect music and used to have a small sound also in London. And today we have him here, and ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you no other than Al. Respect and welcome.
Thank you. As Dorrel said, the name is Al. I'm Jamaican born, and I was migrated to London, England, in February of 1962. Which when I got there, it was my worst experience in my whole life. I had such an experience that I cried all the time. If I could have, walked back to Jamaica, or got a flight back to Jamaica the next day, I would have returned. But my poor mom couldn't afford to send me back. And so I had to stay, because I never figured that anyone could live in a condition like that. I heard that London, England was cold, but never thought it would be that cold. It was ice everywhere you look. It was pure ice. It depends on what time. The other people can share the same experience as I have, and some of you who have been here before me and after me. But like I said, I arrived here in February of 1962, and of course it was, like I said, it was rough, but I stick it out. And then come the summer, early '62, and of course our little outlet was to go to the house parties, because that's the only thing that kept us together. Because in those days we didn't have a lot of clubs. Clubs came later on. I'll name a few, but in the early '60s there wasn't many clubs. So most people who owned a house, they used to put on a little house party on weekends, and it was a way of making some money too, because funny you wouldn't believe that they used to charge you half a crown, which is half a crown is 2 and 6 for food, curry goat or mackerel and green bananas. And of course we used to have a favorite drink,
whole culture.
Baby sham and cherry bee. That was the drink.
Right.
And of course different type of wine, beer, barley wine, and stingo. Anyway, but we always look forward to weekends to go out and have fun.
Right.
And when you go into these basement parties, the sound system boxes was about as tall as I am, or sometimes even taller. And they would have 4 or 5 boxes in these basement rooms. And when you enter before you enter the house, you can hear the windows vibrate from outside, because this some serious bass coming out.
So far as music wasn't everywhere then when you get there 62?
No, London was most West Indian went to London, and Birmingham and Manchester. Later on, people start branching out to different cities.
Right.
But because London and Birmingham had a lot more to offer.
Yes.
So people gravitate to London.
Right.
And in London, I was from the south side of London. Anyone who live in London, or maybe anywhere, would know about Brixton. I grew up around Brixton, Herne Hill area, but it was so close that I would say Brixton, but my mailing address was Herne Hill. And that's where most West Indian live. And the Brixton market play a big part of our life, because we like our Caribbean food.
Right.
And we always go to Brixton to shop on Saturdays. And if they have a saying that if you stick around in Brixton market long enough, you will find somebody from home. Depends on where you're at.
Right.
In Brixton you could get anything. And of course that's where the record shops were, like Desmond Hip City. And later on Lydie Coxon opened a record studio, record shop on Acre Lane, Brixton Acre Lane. So that was our another. Then in the late 60s, we have all different sounds like Duke Reed, Count Suckle on the north side. Duke Lee used to have a club in Lewisham called El Partido, which we used to frequently visit. And of course you have V Rocket Sound, and of course you have the one and only Laddie Coxon. Laddie and Glenn were partners together.
Right.
And they used to play at the Row in 20s in Carnaby Street, right along Regent Street. Where the club was owned by Count Suckle. But then after a while, Count Suckle moved from Carnaby Street to Edgware Road and Parade Street in Edgware in Paddington Station. And that was a well-known club.
Right.
Then we have another club opening in Peckham called Mr. B's. They did change the name after Mr. B's to Bouncing Bar because, like I said, depends on what era you live in London. You may know something different that I don't know, or you know what I mean. But I'm talking about my personal experience.
Right.
And like I said, sound was music, was our outlet. Don't forget the man called Safrana B in Brixton area. We grew up and live on the same street. And Safrana B was king around there, in that area. And everybody wants to know where B's playing. Every Saturday, we would share that, man, they're having a party on Ratchet Road or Railton Road or so forth. And we all look forward to going there. And like I said, because that was the only outlet. We had a lot of mixed club, a few mixed club like the Mecca Dance Club, but it wasn't the same type of music. It was like pop music. But we like our reggae. And every Saturday, we all would go to Brixton looking for records, the latest record, come in the shop to buy, you know, people import records and so forth.
One of my main thing, Brother Al, is to establish, you know, the truth about reggae that go to England, you know, and it's the Jamaican people that bring the music there with them, that migrate there, you know, because in those times, I think those times was pretty rough. You know, and things was kind of segregated all over the world, you know, and people kind of stick to them own.
Of course.
And when they go, they bring their music with them and everything, so other people get to hear it, you know, and like it.
Definitely.
And I think that people like you and B and the whole should get recognition, you know?
Yes.
And things like that.
Especially Safrana B in the South London. Like I said, I used to drive a tour bus, a coach rather, and I used to take Laddie Coxon to function from London to Birmingham. We play at Digbeth Hall in Birmingham against Neville Enchanter. We also drive from London to Bristol. We played at the Bamboo Club in Bristol. I was the bus driver. These guys are the supporters only wanted me to drive them because they know they're with their own people, and we load up the coach with food and drinks. They used to have a truck that carried the boxes.
It's so nice.
And it's, you know, we have a good time. And matter of fact, Laddie, a Coxon Sound, used to have two famous DJ. One called Festus and one called Gun Smoke. And anybody in my era, you should know Festus and Gun Smoke. Ask Safrana B. Safrana B, we're still in touch. Safrana B and a friend of ours called Jack. Jack and Hyacinth, they live in Palm Bay. And we were the music, we were like a football supporters. Anywhere the reggae music dance hall we going. Because in those days, there was not much calypso music around. Later on, calypso came into the front, but every island people was into reggae music. Because they like the Jamaican style of, you know, music and dance. And then, of course, we have one or two white people joining us. You know what I mean? We didn't come because during those days. And it got more and more, you know, expand with white enjoying the reggae music. But reggae music was the #1 in England, and it probably still is. I left there in 1979, about 40 something years ago now. So things have changed a lot. I know different sounds that came up on the scene which I don't know about, but I'm talking about my era and my experience and everybody. And like I said, London, we had ups and downs. It wasn't all paved with gold. A lot of us had some rough time, include myself, which a lot of us don't want to talk about it. Especially the situation that we had to live in. most people had to share a room or share a bed sometimes because a lot of the white folks didn't want to rent or black people an apartment or a flat or whatever. The West Indian people who fortunately could buy a house, they turn around and rent the rooms out to help substitute to pay the bills. And we were glad to rent a room. Myself, when I went to London, I shared one bedroom with my brother, one bed, and I was so glad the following year he joined the army and went to Germany. So here comes, I have my own bedroom to myself, my own bed. It was good. But a lot of people didn't go through that, but a lot of us have, and they wouldn't want to talk about it. Some people who work night and day, they share one bed. You who work at night sleep at day, and the person who work at day sleep at night. If you got sick and come home, you didn't have a bed. So London is a great experience. It's a lot. And you know, this is just a little short story, and we cannot get everything in. But like I said, reggae music, I've traveled all over most of England, playing with sounds, going to different places. Margate on Sea will take the sound down here. We rent a hall and we have music. Brixton Town Hall was another place, and Camel Green Town Hall for having dances and stuff like that. So sound system was the number one in England. Even myself, I ended up having a little sound. It wasn't that a big sound, but I got around. I played a few parties, house parties, wedding reception, birthday parties, and so forth. But I enjoy doing it because once I go into a dance hall, all of us in my age group, all of us want to get to the DJ to test the microphone out. Everybody wants a little rap off the microphone, whether they could rap or not. And you want to be pretend you're a DJ.
That's a Jamaican vibe.
Jamaican style.
You know, and I really appreciate people who migrate, go to England from Jamaica, because I know they wholly and solely responsible for reggae music to the world. You understand? Later on, people come along and you know, do them thing, but they learn it from Jamaicans. You understand? So, you know, and those people, those Jamaicans, nobody don't recognize them. You see big write-up in paper about this, that, and all different type of, you know, and not the root, the people who bring the music there and fight for the music and fight for it to you know, stay there and function in the early days. You know?
You're so true, Dorrel. And what you're trying to do, I applaud you for that as well too. You're trying to, you know, bring up something to Jamaica, remind the younger folks who's grown up there about how reggae started and where it's going, and the classic type of reggae that we grew up around. Like I said, each and every one have their different era that we go around, and everybody respect as well, you know, their era. When I live in London, there's a person you frequently like, Larry Atkins was living there. So was Owen Gray and Derek Morgan. Derek Morgan and I used to meet up at a place quite often. And John Holt was on the north side of London, and we had studios in London, North London, you know, Craven, over by Willesden and Housing. A lot of music produced in London, reggae music. And then of course Notting Hill Gate Carnival came into play afterwards, and Notting Hill Gate becomes a big thing when of course it was a combination of reggae and calypso music. That was a big thing, and you find a lot of you know, white people would support the Carnival and Notting Hill Gate because they like the sound and the loud music. So reggae was a big thing that puts London on the map from the Caribbean, and it was something most people look forward to. So it's a long story, and we can't get it all in one little you know, chit chat, but there's a lot to do. And like I said, a lot of things that a lot of people think that especially in the islands, people think that everybody in England was making a whole lot of money. They weren't. And people probably feel embarrassed to talk about it, but I'm not embarrassed to talk about it. Because my first job was £5 a week. After they take tax and insurance, I got £3.15 shillings. But I used to send my grandparents who I grew up with once a month, maybe 10 shillings a month. And that meant a lot to them. So people think that, you know, it's not embarrassed to talk if you remember where you're coming from, where you are.
You have to know.
You know. And you know, if you have ambition, you could find work to do.
The best way to erase a lie, is tell the truth.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, sound. I mean, I used to import records from Jamaica for my little set, and in America too for soul, because of course we mixed that, use mixing soul and reggae music together. So it wasn't just reggae music, but it was the root of the backbone of the music in London. And I think it still is, for what I hear, what's going on, But like I said, I've been away now 42 years, something like that. And things have changed.
Right.
And of course, people who went in the 50s can have a different story about
of course.
London. But I'm just telling you straight from my heart about what happened,
Right.
I was fortunate enough to travel all around England, Scotland and Wales because of what I did for a living. And I get to know experience. So I know extensively about England. I know more about England than I know about Jamaica and America put together. Because I traveled a lot there.
Right. I just, like I say, I just want to recognize the people that migrate to England, and because I know they fight and went through a lot. And they don't, and I believe in Jamaica they should have awards that they give out for those people, or they who passed on. I know they have relatives and who migrate and bring the music, but a lot of Jamaicans, it's like they would embrace other people more than they embrace them own, about when it come on that, and God bless this, God bless that. But they're not talking about God bless the people that leave.
Yes.
The simple little Tom and Jane that leave, migrate from Jamaica and go to England.
Yes.
You understand? And that was their only entertainment. They bring the music with them, and I get to find out that some of them even get locked up because of the music.
Yes, because sometimes I remember went to a dance in Brixton Hill or Brixton Hill Road, and it was an upstairs dance, and it was raided by some police. The police always raid the house dances sometime after a while, because they thought you were selling drinks and doing other things there.
Right.
And they would raid. So after a while, we got wise to it and decided to start making wedding cakes or birthday cake, make it look as if it's a birthday party we're having.
Right.
But when the cops them come to raid, they would take away the drinks, because we used to keep all the drinks in the same house. So we got wise to it and decided to keep putting the drinks in the car trunk. And when one box is finished, we go and get another one or bring a bottle in. So when they come in, they have less to confiscate, because they're going to take it away for evidence.
Right.
I remember in Brixton Hill, they came in there and there was a husband and his wife upstairs in his bedroom. And the cops then went in there, kick off the door, and these people had nothing to do with the party.
Right.
They live upstairs and people was downstairs.
Right.
And the man in his house didn't know it was a police officer, and used a hatchet and chopped the policeman.
Wow.
Chop him up, And of course they brought the whole police force from Brixton, and they went up there in force, and they grabbed him like an animal, hands and foot and drag him down the stairs and throw him in the paddy wagon. So we've been through some rough time because of the police. They didn't like us having the loud music, or the people complain, and like I said, they would raid the party.
Right.
But afterwards they go away, they'll leave and we'll start turn up the music again. But depends on the neighbors, because some neighbors didn't mind, but some people will call the police, especially the white people.
Yes.
So we went through a whole lot, but that was our only entertainment, the reggae music, and we'll have a reggae song. Back in the early time was mashed potato, blue ska, and then all the other types of different types of era coming. So, and of course our younger young guys, we still trying to have a competition to dance each other, so we had fun. We made the best of it because we had missed Jamaica, and especially the kind of weather we had there. So we look forward every week to go out and have fun.
I would say to Jamaicans who in the island and thing, reggae music is coming from afar. And those of you who inspire to do reggae music, you have a blueprint. And you should only make it better. Your reggae is there, the blueprint is there already. You don't need makeover, but you can enhance that. and to make it better, because you have, like I said, I'm talking to Ali here, and I talk to him about these things because I know he have the experience, he live it, and several more people, and some of them pass, and like I said, the music it was the backbone, that helped them through surviving, life over there. Because, when they migrate from Jamaica and go there, that was a culture shock. Coming from the Caribbean, going to a place that cold and all different things, and, and not accepted and things like that, and because it was a different thing.
Definitely a big culture shock.
Yeah.
For a start, the food and so forth, to eat out. That's why most of us used to cook at home, because we enjoy our own cooking.
Right.
And we eat out if we have to, but most of the time we cook, because the type of cooking the British would prepare, it wasn't tasted to our palate, so we do our own thing. So that's why Brixton play a big part, because anything you need from the island you could find in Brixton Market. Anything. So people come from all over the southeast, even from the North London, come to Brixton to shop to get some Caribbean food. Nowadays you can find it anywhere in England now. Birmingham, Liverpool, Manchester, anywhere in London. So back in the 60s and late 50s, early 60s, like I said, I went near 62, so this is in my personal experience. It's not making up, and if people like Soprano B and Jack, a friend of mine who we still stay in touch with from 1962, they can confirm it, and a lot of people may have the same experience and can share everything I'm telling you about. And but like I said, some people may not want to remember where they were or where they're coming from and where they're at, because it was a challenge time. But if you have ambition to work hard and excel, you could make a living in there. And that's what we all went there for. Everybody left the islands, we're going abroad to spend 5 years. Well, 5 years come, 10, 15, 20, and they still haven't been back for a vacation, because it wasn't easy. And they're trying to help their family back home by sending them something. And then at the time, a lot of people think that they had a lot of money they could keep sending. And then you realize how hard these poor people had to work. My belief is that I wish everyone from the islands could get a 6 months in England during the heart of the winter to work and see the experience, and they will see how hard it is for anyone, even in America here too, in the cold climate, not Florida, not California, Texas.
That's the reason why, man, I want to reach out to people who, like I said, migrate, from the 60s, the 50s, and like I was talking to your friend, and he's from the 50s.
Yes.
And he talked about some tough times, and I talk to a lot of people, because with my work I get to meet a lot of people.
Definitely.
And they would talk about, some of them would talk about the experience in England and what they have, and it's some of them it's not smooth, and the music and thing. Mainly I try to focus on the music part of it, because everybody come and lay claim to reggae, non-Jamaican, them this and them that and them and that. And I want to establish there is no such thing. If Jamaicans didn't start to migrate to England, maybe reggae would be there now, and think in my sight, and think, because when the people start to migrate somewhere and they carry the culture and the music with them and things like that, and because I learned that people refer to the music as jungle music, in the early days.
In the early days, the white wood. As a matter of fact, there's another gentleman, friend of ours, and he lives in Kissimmee. His name is, they call him Little Rod, but his music was Hot Rod, sung in Brixton too, and he was well instrumental with the reggae music, and he was pretty much well known around there.
Yeah.
I still stay in touch with him from time to time. So there's a few of us, and we grew up in the same area, you know.
Right,
so
right.
we have a lot in common. But like I said, the reggae music, I brought a lot of vinyl when I came from England.
Yeah,
and that's why
I
still have
got
a few
some
left,
right
yeah.
in my box too.
Music back,
Yeah.
you know, records back dated back in 60, 61, 62, you know, and music
Right.
and in the, you know, you know what I mean? So, the reggae was the biggest thing across the nation, you know, across the country. And I would say 99.9% of Jamaicans appreciate their reggae music and look forward to it.
Yes, man.
Because we have
Every
competitions who can buy the most record, the latest record.
Right.
And when you go into a Caribbean, I'm not saying Jamaican only, but you know, most West Indian house, you'd find a radiogram, a blues. It's called a blue spot or a grundig, and this is it's like a big case with our music in the thing, and there's a little glass case for you keeping your liquor in your drink.
Right.
So when you go to a man's house and he start playing some music, he'll reach in for a bottle and give you a shot, maybe of a stone ginger wine or whatever it is, you know.
Right.
But music is always, and we always
Right.
playing reggae music on weekends and Saturdays.
Right.
While we're doing house cleaning chores, we listen to our music, man.
I think that reggae should base in Jamaica, nowhere else in the world but Jamaica, you know. And I have this thing because when I look and I see what's going on, I think in 30 years Jamaica will not have no claim to reggae music anymore if it continue on the track where it's going.
Yes.
You know, they because slowly it's drifting away.
Yes.
And then I feel like 20 years from now, you know, not 30 but 20, artists have to fly out to come to Foreign to do a reggae music, and that if they want you.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like Foreign are gonna have the influence over
They are
that
taking
music,
over.
you know?
They gravitate to the reggae music.
Jamaicans helping them
Yeah,
to
they
do
are.
that.
Well, it's all
You know?
sometimes it's all about the financing. They get the money, and it's on a
Yeah,
one-time deal. You're not thinking about long term.
They can.
Because in Germany, reggae is a big thing in Germany, and like I said, they appreciate it, and they are advertising and they're spreading it. So, well, like I said, because Jamaica are the creator of reggae music, we should get more recognition. Back in the 60s or late 60s, they had the pirate station play off the air to play reggae music. I think the guy name was Steve Barnyard.
Yes,
And
his name keeps coming up
they,
over and over,
they
you know?
mention him, but the reason why they mention him, I think, is because he was on the air and he plays so. But the sound, the reggae, deep, you know, entertainment of it was the sound system.
Yes.
Wherever you are, it's
The
the sound system,
backbone,
backbone of it.
Yeah.
But because he was on the air, I guess he could spread it a little more. Just like you listen to the radio, and some people who couldn't reach to the reggae music sites, they would listen to the radio because a lot of nurses that went to England. They were training in the countryside. They live in what is called a nursing home. It's a place where they live and have hands-on work. And when they get a weekend off, they would love to come up to London to get a little fun, have some fun at the clubs or the reggae parties. So, but unless they have their own little gramophone to play their own music, they couldn't have much outlet to the reggae scene. But like I said, there was a lot of clubs, because even in the West End, we had Flamingo on Water Street, Ronnie Scott's in Soho, and of course we have Limbo Take 5, and then later on we have Gulliver's. Gulliver's on Mount Street near Piccadilly and Park Lane in Mayfair area, and they were a nice club, mixed club, exclusive club.
Right.
And then of course we used to have All Star in Liverpool Street. That's where I saw Al Green. And North London, you had a club called 77 Sunset Strip on the corner of Dalston Lane. And anyone can challenge me, because what I'm telling you, if you don't know it, I'm not making up this thing. Those clubs I used to attend.
Right.
So there was a lot of variety of clubs when I was there in my time, and I think they expand and brought more clubs that I don't even know about. But like I said, once the club started, we started going to the clubs a lot, and the house dance was still going on too. But we ended up going to the club.
Yes. Yeah, it's this video is not a long thing, you know. We just want to just talk about it. I invite my friend to come and you know, and he kind enough to sit down with me and, you know, talk about his experience. And, you know, my main thing we want to establish is reggae music was, you know, established to the world by these Jamaicans, these pioneers and soldiers, you know, that went out there to fight life and carry the music with them. And I'm saying to Jamaican people, reggae music is a big and important part of Jamaica, and I see a lot of Jamaicans racing to become like foreigners, you know, and leaving reggae music behind, you know, other people just moving in and taking it over and thing, and they is the one who will make the decision and how it goes and thing, because, you know, don't forget, here in foreign they have the media, they have the radio, they have everything. So it's an easy steal.
For them,
you know?
easy steal because they have the media, they have the media know how to get it out there to a larger audience.
And they're going to ring it to their audience. They're going to water it down to their audience to let them audience accept the way how, you know, they think. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, if you guys down there in Jamaica can't see that, you know, and don't want to do something about it, because after a while I am gone, you know, so why should I care? Because I after a while I am gone. I care because I have grandkids, I have kids, I have, you know, and they have to pick it up and push it and
carry on,
you know, and things. So you got to think in that way. Stop think about your selfish self, and selfishness is what caused this destruction, you know. And have these young artists, when they're doing music, to do it properly and make good music, that the music can carry the artist, you know, and thing, and don't change the music so much. You know,
the lyrics, like lyrics. You know, some of the words them that we use in music not necessarily not needed. Really, I know a lot of younger people like that type of, you know, dancehall style of music. Nothing wrong with dancehall, but it's the words that you're using now. It's not. It's a kind of demise in the reggae music, because back in the days, the artists, they never used those kind of words.
No, you know, gun business and murder people and women and you know, them things is slackness, nastiness, them for done.
And I tell you what, a lot of people would probably buy more, you would sell more music if you would have more positive lyrics in the music, because there are certain people going to buy your music because of the kind of, you know, degrading lyrics you use. But a lot of us wouldn't buy it, especially at my age, because that cannot be played on my set. You know?
Just playing a dance hall for one night and because all of those young people get old too, you know?
It will get old.
You see, and thing, or you have a mother, you have a sister, you have a daughter.
Yes.
You know,
keep it clean,
just,
keep it decent. Keep it
just
decent.
don't jack the reggae, dumb the reggae music down. Don't dumb it down. Reggae music is a powerful music. You understand? And have something to say before you decide to say something.
Right.
And like I always says, God give you 2 ears and 1 mouth. You know, listen more and talk once. You know, and keep up the music. It's our work, it's our culture, it's our thing, and keep it to a high standard.
Yes.
You know?
Less profanity and more positive words that the young ones and the older one can enjoy. Because we all love it. We all grow up, and especially my age here. You know, my age is not no puppy. You know what I mean? People may wonder. I left Jamaica when I was 16, almost going 17. I was 1962, so I'm not a young person.
Right.
You can I do the audition. I'm not a young person, so I've been around. You've been that, done that. But I'm not into that kind of dance. Well, I'm into dancehall music, but not the slackness one.
No, man.
Because I cannot play those things around for my family. And a matter of fact, we never used to have those kind of slackness back in the days in the 60s.
Right.
So we are appealing to all the promoters, them who they think it's all right for them, but it's only a small audience who appreciate that kind of music. Because reggae is right around the world, and a lot of people love reggae music, but they will not buy some of the music that you are putting out there.
Right. I hear Anthony B have a tune out. LJ played that tune. It's a dancehall tune, but it's wicked. You know, and that's any one of us will dance after, and that's the kind of, and it's a dancehall tune, but it's wicked.
Right.
You know, and thing, and tune like those, and you know, lift up the reggae music. It's not, don't dumb it down, you know, because everybody have it as their personal piggy bank, you know. And then what I think will get me, they sit over there in the island, sitting down waiting for America to validate reggae music or to nominate them. Well, I would like to know what the hell did they get when they nominate them? What they have become bigger artists, or what it is? You know, I think reggae should be reggae, and it belong to Jamaica. Well, if other people want to adapt, but fine, you know, and they love it, it's okay for love, but it's supposed to be there, and you're supposed to go about the business, and whatever decision make is supposed to come from Jamaica, and say, well, we want this for the reggae, and we want that for the reggae, and this, and you know, and move towards it. If other people want to go, let them buy a ticket and come there. Whatever they want, you know, and they spend some of the money in there, everybody will read.
Well, like I said,
you know,
a lot of other island people love reggae music, and they gravitate to it, and they want to be a part of it, so they do their own reggae music, just like calypso music. Calypso Trinidadian is #1 for calypso music. We gravitate to it, and we accept it, and we love it too. So if anybody want to join in, and you know, lingering, but don't forget the roots of it is Jamaica.
Right.
Just that we cannot claim the roots of calypso, because we are not calypso. We adapt into it, and we love it too. But the heart of the reggae music, the roots of it, come from Jamaica.
Yes, man.
And must respect it and live it up. And maintain the positivity of it. And not some of the slackness that really goes on.
The good thing about it, they have a blueprint.
Yes.
You know, and all they have to do is just enhance that.
Right.
You know, don't dumb it down. You know, and think, because a lot of these people, when they're making this blueprint, they go through hunger, they go through pain, sorrow. You know, to leave it behind, and sorry that some of these people cannot see. You know, that is, you have to preserve that, but hey, we now stop talking, and the voice gonna get louder and louder and louder.
For real.
We will not stop, because we have investment in that too. And like I said, Brother Al, I just want to thank you to stop by and, you know, chit chat a little bit and things like that.
I know Lydie is still in London. I give a shout to Lydie and Glenn, Lydie Coxon and Glenn. And of course my man Safrano B, who's in Florida here with myself. Little Rod down in Kissimmee, from Hot Rod Sound in Brixton. And of course Neville Enchanter used to be in Birmingham, but he lives in Florida here too. So Neville is the person I know personal, you know, all these people I stay in touch with.
Lydie Coxon, big up yourself, man. Everywhere I hear about you, I never meet you.
He was one of the wickedest DJs.
Yes. Yeah, big up yourself, my king, you know?
Yes.
And thanks again, brother.
Respect, man. Big up, shout out to Soprano B and John.
Yes.
Dorrel.
Yes, see you in the next one.
All right.